Some creatures are so strange, it's hard to believe they're even real. Creepy anomalies, shocking hybrids, and this Chernobyl mutation that shouldn't exist. These are the most unbelievable creatures ever recorded. Here's one of the most confusing videos you will ever see. It was said to be recorded in the village of Malakasi, Greece, by a farmer who claimed to be experimenting with animal hybrids. It shows a brown horse in a farm, with massive gray wings attached to its back. According to him, he hoped to create his own version of the mythical Pegasus. The farmer was never explained how he managed this, or if this hybrid horse survived for long, but the video does make viewers speculate if such experiments could take evolution to new heights. What do you think about this? Chernobyl mutation. In the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a man had secretly snuck in out of curiosity. While exploring the area, he discovered this anomaly. It was a small, pale furry like a puppy, but its face was nothing normal. Instead of a muzzle, it had one huge eye right in the middle. He guessed it could have been caused by radiation in the zone. Maybe a mutation like cyclopia. The man, who had shared the video from an anonymous source, said he'd be taking the creature for testing, but he didn't give any updates after that. Eerie transformation. No one has been able to explain this unsettling footage. A man in Oregon recorded a bird that sat on top of a pole. Everything seemed ordinary until it stretched its wings upward. That's when something truly unexplainable happened. The bird transformed and another set of wings emerged from its body. Then, without a single flap, the bird began to levitate, hovering in place with its wings fully extended. After a few seconds, it shot straight into the sky, like it was being pulled by something invisible, and it's truly a mystery how that bird had transformed completely. Hodag sighting. While working in Brazil's Amazon rainforest, a logger discovered a dense patch of trees and decided it would be a good spot to start cutting. As he went further, he noticed a row of thick, curved spines in the distance. He moved closer for a better view. That's when he saw a massive creature. Its bizarre head was almost as large as the rest of its body. He realized it was the hodag. It did not try to hide either, as if this was its territory. He quickly filmed the creature and left, not wanting to draw its attention. Terrifying beast. On the 30th of October 2022, in Monsaraz village in Portugal, a farmer noticed his horse had become unusually restless. To monitor it, he set up a trail cam near the stable, and what it recorded was bone-chilling. Around 2 a.m., a massive beast with glowing eyes appeared. It wasn't a bear or a wolf, and the way it stood on its hind legs to stare over the fence with predatory intent was terrifying. The farmer had never seen such a creature before, and though it didn't do anything dangerous to the horse that night, he still fears it might return. Mutant beast. People on the internet can't stop talking about this strange video. It was shared on TikTok but came with no background or details. It showed a man beside a huge animal with a cow-like face and ears. The creature had a thick, stocky build with strange rippling muscles moving under its brown skin. Its hooves looked nothing like a normal cow either. The creature leaned into the man's chest, and its powerful muscles flexed in a really unusual way. Since there was no context, viewers started guessing. Maybe it was a mutated cow the man had bred, or a genetic defect, but no one really knows for sure. Doomsday fish. Take a look at what these fishermen caught. They pulled out a glistening fish unlike anything they had seen before. Its long, slender body shimmered as light reflected off its surface in shades of silver and blue. They were thrilled after making such a special catch, but they didn't realize what it truly was. It turned out to be an orfish, a deep sea creature rarely found near the surface. In many folklore, its appearance on land is seen as a bad omen, which is why it's often called the Doomsday fish. Beastly pig. In a TikTok video, a user shared footage of a really shocking creature that looked like a massive pig. The dark brown animal appeared beastly, with a sturdy, muscular build. It was foaming at the mouth while chewing something with its powerful jaws, and the sight was truly terrifying. The strange creature left many viewers wondering what kind of pig it even was. But then someone in the comments revealed that it wasn't a monstrous mutation at all. It was actually a Duroc Americano, a rare breed known for its large size and strength. That revelation finally explained its fearsome look. Alien mantis. In the dense forests of Madagascar, a wildlife researcher named Dr. Leon Carter came across something truly strange. While gathering information on the insects there, he noticed this small creature. He got closer and immediately documented it, hoping to find out what it was. The insect had a long, sleek head and spiky body parts. Its appearance made it look almost alien-like, unlike any mantis he had seen before. For him, it looked like an alien-looking mantis. What does it look like to you? Chernobyl mutation. Animals in Chernobyl are mutating, and this is the result. A man who had snuck into the Chernobyl exclusive zone found this creepy animal after walking into the radioactive zone. The animal appeared from the dark, abandoned area, and its appearance was really bizarre. Long, disfigured body, deformed head, unusually small legs. Long hair covered the nape of its neck. This looked like a nightmare walking in broad daylight. The man was so terrified that he didn't dare risk what else he might find there, so he decided to leave immediately. Crab-hen hybrid. In this video, you're about to see a very odd-looking hen. Its lower body had white crab-like claws or appendages, while the upper body, including the head and neck, looked just like a normal white chicken. The video was uploaded from an anonymous source and showed the creature raising itself up on those crab-like legs to pick fruits. An ordinary hen couldn't have picked fruit from such a height. So, do you think someone had bred such a mutation to create a stronger, more capable version of a hen? Giant worm. In Croatia, a man was driving to work when he saw something terrifying on the side of the road. In the distance, a massive worm-like creature was struggling to squeeze into a pipe hole in the wall. It was pale with a pinkish tone and had a thick, fleshy body that was coiled. As he drove closer, he got a clearer look before it finally wiggled its entire body inside the pipe and disappeared completely. The man was left speechless because he had never seen anything like it before. Do you know what it could have been? Hybrid chicken. I bet you haven't seen a chicken like this one before. It was shared by a poultry farmer from Tadcaster Village in North Yorkshire. He had bred a strange-looking hybrid that had the upper body of a normal hen, but the lower body was horrifying. It had 4 limbs, which made no sense since birds don't have those kinds of limbs at all. The farmer didn't even share any other details about how or why he had bred it, but this kind of genetic mutation was very unusual, and no one knows how it might affect the creature's life in the future. Werewolf sighting. During a late-night drive, a man from Delaware was on his way to a friend's home. As he reached a lonely road, he saw a strange creature standing right in his path. At first, he thought it was just a wolf. But then he remembered there have never been any wolf sightings in Delaware. When he looked closer, he noticed its face had odd white markings around the eyes and mouth, and its muzzle looked very unusual. Even its paws looked strange from that distance. Realizing it could be something far more unusual, maybe even a werewolf, he stopped recording and sped past it quickly. Forest beast. In 2018, some friends went deep into a forest in West Virginia. There was a strange, heavy silence in that part of the forest, but they brushed it off as paranoia and kept going. Not long after, something came out of the trees. A monstrous beast was clinging to a trunk. Its body was so black, it nearly blended into the night. In the dark, only its glowing eyes were visible as it stared right at them. That's when they realized why this part of the forest was silent, as it must be home to this mysterious beast. So, they ran away from its prying eyes. Odd bull. On Twitter, a user from a small Ugandan village called Kihanda shared a video of a very unique animal from his area. It was an Ankole Watusi cow, a breed already known for its massive horns. But this one had something no one expected, a third horn growing right from the middle of its head. The man explained that the animal had been born that way, and that it was considered a rare birth defect. He said it was the first case anyone had seen in their region, and later he sold it to a local collector for nearly $2,000. Giant climber. In 2018, this terrifying video started circulating all over the internet. It was said that before this video appeared, the entire area was suddenly locked down by authorities for unknown reasons. Soon after that, someone from an apartment window recorded this creature climbing up the tall buildings. Its limbs were extremely long and thin, and it was so huge that it had climbed the entire building within seconds. When the lockdown finally ended, all traces of the creature were gone. Although no official report ever confirmed it, the footage still remains one of the creepiest ones ever shared. River beast. A family in northern Queensland was out on their boat on the Herbert River when they noticed something strange floating on the water's surface. It was a deceased cow. They stayed close to the boat's edge to see what could have caused it. That's when they saw something terrifying below. A massive beast was swimming under the cow. It had fish-like fins, scaly skin, and an enormous body. The strangest part was that they had never seen that kind of creature in that river, so they had no idea what that was. They realized whatever it had done to the cow could do it to them too, so they decided to return to land. Extinct or mythical? On the 5th of April this year, a beachgoer named Mark Johnson had found a strange creature. He was so shocked by its appearance that he took it home and placed it in a tank. And after seeing it, you'll understand why. It had a long neck, spotted skin, and swam using its flippers. But here's the disturbing part. Such features belong to only two beings. One was the plesiosaur, which went extinct millions of years ago, and the other was the Loch Ness monster from folklore. Mark couldn't decide if he'd found one of them or something completely new. Winged frog. You're about to see one of the strangest creatures ever captured. While traveling through Zhujiagu Valley in China, a traveler named Robert Jones spotted something bizarre swimming in the lake. It looked like a small mottled frog with greenish tan skin and dark spots, but what shocked him most were its wings. Real insect-like wings were spread wide as it moved through the water. Robert picked it up to see if the wings were real, and they were truly embedded in its sides. Though he'd seen many rare creatures during his hikes, he never expected to find an actual winged frog. So, was it a one-time mutation or a new species? Arctic anomaly. Recently, a group of polar researchers went to Antarctica to study the ecosystems and the creatures living beneath the snow. One day, while they were digging, this creature burst through the snow at great speed. The creature had a large shell, almost like an armadillo's, but it couldn't be an armadillo since that animal doesn't exist in such snowy regions. The only other explanation they found was that it could be a glyptodon, a prehistoric animal that could grow up to 10 feet, but went extinct thousands of years ago. They didn't want to endanger it, so instead of taking it with them, they recorded it from every angle, but they haven't confirmed what it was. Strange owl.
هذه جوهرة
In 2019, a man went to the mountains in Fujairah, UAE for a short hiking trip with his friends. In the distance, he saw something that looked like an owl in a cave, but something about it felt really off. When he zoomed in, he realized the creature had strange limbs instead of the wings of an owl. It even had ear-like shapes on its head, which made him think it could be a mutated, long-eared owl. But that was even stranger, since long-eared owls are mostly nocturnal and rarely seen during the day. The entire sight left him deeply disturbed and confused. Albino anomaly. Can anyone identify what that creature is? A homeowner had found a strange little creature in his backyard. It was tiny and pale, with one massive eye in the middle of its face, and a wide open mouth that made its whole face look creepy. When he turned it around, he saw that it had a pale shell, just like a turtle. After looking closely at it and noticing all the features, he thought maybe it was an albino turtle born with a rare birth defect. Thinking that could be the case, he took it to a local wildlife expert, but it's still not confirmed if his guess was right or not. Garden discovery. While watering plants in his indoor garden, a man named Noah James noticed this strange creature in the soil. So, he picked it up out of curiosity. It was a tiny hybrid creature with 8 spidery legs, a long scorpion-like tail, and 2 furry bulbous appendages. He had never seen anything like it before, which is why after recording it, he placed it back in the soil and looked it up online. But there was no naturally occurring creature that looked like it. This left him wondering what he had really found. Mysterious hybrid animal. While walking through a forest, a man was shocked after seeing this strange hybrid animal sitting on a wall. The animal looked half monkey, half cat, as if it was an unexpected blend of the two animals. The hybrid seemed to be terrified of the person that was recording it, as if it was not used to seeing humans in this area. Although the man eventually walked away after recording the hybrid creature, he couldn't get the image out of his mind. What about you? Have you seen this hybrid creature before? Or are you shocked too? Scorpio spider. The universe really got experimental with this one. The video shows a hybrid-looking creature inside a home. It was recorded by a family in Australia who found it on their kitchen floor. The creature had long, spindly legs like a spider, but attached at the end was a curved, scorpion-like tail. The family eventually managed to lead it out of their home, but after seeing this strange hybrid, people on the internet are now shaking with fear, worried they might find it in their homes too. 4-legged snake. The next creature was so shocking that it was even shared on the news channel Vientiane Times. In Vientiane, Laos, this strange snake was caught from a forest and later kept in a zoo. It was about 3 feet long, but the most unbelievable part was that it had 4 limbs. Now there's another creature that slightly resembles this, called the skink. But the skink is a lizard and has lines running along the body, not across like this one. Later, experts confirmed that it was indeed a snake with rare traits. It left everyone wondering what could have caused such a strange change in its physique.
Oh, it's tiny.
Rat anomaly. A property surveyor was inspecting an old, abandoned building in Louisiana. As he checked a damp corner of the basement, he found this odd anomaly. It looked like a rat cowering behind rusty rods. Its gray fur was wet and covered in strange striped patterns. But the strangest part was its webbed feet, which almost like those of an otter. The man was completely puzzled since he had never seen a rat with such features before, and since the creature looked frightened, he decided not to bother it and quietly left it alone. Mini horse. In Yorkshire, England, a farmer was heading out early in the morning to check on his sheep when he spotted something unbelievable running across the open field. At first glance, it looked like a small animal like a cat, but as he looked closer, it resembled a perfect miniature horse. It wasn't clear if it was a tiny breed or something completely new. The man was just able to quickly record the shaky footage as it sprinted away until it vanished into the distance, and he was left with many questions about what he had just seen. Spider monster. Look at what a woman from China found on the Fujian beach. She had seen this strange black mass crawling out from the wet sand near the shore. As she went closer, she realized it was a strange creature with thick, spidery legs sticking out from every side. It looked like a giant spider, but it had so many legs that she couldn't even count them. The way it moved was really eerie, but instead of running away, she became curious and ended up recording the entire creature from every angle, trying to figure out what it was. Odd cluster catch. Here's one of the most surprising catches that a fisherman ever made. The fisherman from Vietnam ended up catching an odd cluster of jawless sea creatures with eel-like bodies. They had no visible eyes and kept opening their mouths as if blindly searching for prey. Their slimy bodies were tangled together in a very strange way. The fisherman had never seen anything like it before, and since it felt like a once-in-a-lifetime catch, he decided to take it home to show everyone. Striped hybrid. What you're looking at is a hybrid animal called a zorse. And yes, it's totally real. It is a hybrid between a zebra and a horse. And unlike strange mutations caused by genetic defects or contamination, this one is man-made. The animal is bred on purpose to combine the strength and endurance of a horse with the hardiness and disease resistance of a zebra. A farmer from Limpopo, South Africa, recorded and shared this video to show how successfully he created his own zorse. For him, it was not just a rare experiment, but proof that such hybrids can truly exist and thrive. Anomaly discovery. This year, a beachgoer in Queensland was walking along the shore when he noticed this bizarre creature lying near the water. It looked like a lump of pale, fleshy blob with a strange appendage and a dark spot that could be its eye. Its shape was so odd because it was neither like a worm, a fish, nor an insect. The person even gently poked it with a stick to see if it reacted, but it stayed still. Thinking he had discovered a rare marine entity that no one knew existed, he recorded it in detail before leaving it alone. Strange pool creature. Last month, a man from Austin, Texas had stepped into a public swimming pool one afternoon. That's when he spotted a strange creature in the water. It looked alien-like, with huge dark eyes and a bright blue body. It had multiple soft tentacles as well. At first, he thought it could have been a little octopus, but then he realized that the place was nowhere near any beach or coastal area, so it couldn't have just washed up with the tides. The mystery behind the creature left him uneasy, but since it didn't seem dangerous, he decided to release it back in the water. Alien rock. A TikToker named Kin Panama shared a video on TikTok that has shaken everyone. He claimed to have found a meteorite, and after a few days, a creepy organism started growing out of it. It had black tentacles, twisting and spreading from the rock, and the strangest part was that it just kept growing bigger and bigger. He kept posting updates on his page as the thing continued to grow, and this video was one of his earliest ones, showing the first stages of that eerie growth. He even asked his viewers if they knew what it was, and they thought it was an alien.
Si algo me preocupa es que algún día se desprenda de la roca.
Leaf creature. What a tourist discovered in the hilly area of Rajasthan, India, will shock you. He found this unbelievable creature that looked exactly like a leaf, but it wasn't a leaf at all. It was a leaf mantis, a shocking insect that looks like a leaf to camouflage from predators and protect itself from being hunted. The sighting was truly shocking for him because although he had heard about this strange species before, he never expected to see one with his own eyes. Strange rock entity. When a park ranger went to a local park for inspection, he found this enigmatic entity crawling on the ground. Its appearance was so strange that had it not been moving, he would have thought it was just a shiny, smooth rock. It had no visible eyes or mouth, which made it even more unsettling. Since it looked wet, he wanted to test if it had come from water. So, he filled his backpack with water and placed it inside. That's when the creature began glowing from within, flashing different colors like glowing orbs. After that, he decided to take it with him for analysis, but he never shared any updates about it again. Prehistoric beast sighting. Fisherman Daniel Kreitz was out on the Arafura Sea, where he'd spent years catching small fish like sea turtles and dugongs. Nothing unusual ever crossed his path, until this day. In broad daylight, a massive creature appeared just beneath the surface. It had an elongated face, pale skin, and a broad body. The creature even had a blowhole on its head like a whale. It clearly wasn't a crocodile, and it wasn't any kind of sea snake either. The creature swam past him and left Daniel with too many questions. Could this be a mutated sea creature, or perhaps a living fossil that survived the ages? Twin fawn. In 2016, near Freeburg, Minnesota, a man hunting mushrooms came across something that left him speechless. It was a two-headed fawn. He called the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources right away. After that, the fawn was sent to the DNR and frozen until it could be studied in detail. When scientists examined it, they found something remarkable. It was a set of conjoined twin fawns. Tests showed it had one liver, 2 hearts, and 2 spines.
They found it had 1 liver and 1 set of lungs, but 2 hearts and 2 spines.
Today, its preserved body now rests safely at the DNR headquarters in St. Paul. Mystery forest creature.
I've gotten closer to it.
Here's a creature so bizarre that you won't know what you're looking at. During her hiking trip to Ocala National Forest in Florida, a woman named Mia Arden noticed a creepy creature in the bushes. The creature had strange features that were hard to identify. And from the video, we can't even see its eyes or mouth clearly. What we can see is the odd fur with strange markings covering its head. Since she was really unsettled by its strange appearance, she didn't get too close to it.
And I'm even more confused than I was,
Radioactive scorpion. This video was shared by a breeding specialist who showed what looked like a black scorpion. Its claws were much thicker than normal ones, but that wasn't even the strangest part. Within seconds, the scorpion began changing colors, from deep black to glowing blue, and then back again. According to his claims, he had secretly left several scorpions in a container near the Chernobyl exclusion zone, where he could monitor them from a distance. Most didn't survive, but one of them turned into this. He believed it was the result of radiation, and planned to test more to study its effects further. Hidden parasite. In this footage, a man poured water over a praying mantis that he found on the sidewalk, and what followed after is truly horrifying. A thin, dark tendril began to emerge from inside the insect. It appeared to be some kind of terrifying parasite that had been hiding inside the insect all along. The liquid seemed to have forced it out, and the parasite kept writhing as it left the host completely. It's shocking to imagine how such a long organism was able to survive inside a small praying mantis. Furry danger. Look what a man in Mexico found inside his car. This furry little organism was resting near the edge of the window. It was covered in dense, long hairs and looked really soft, but he was too creeped out to go near it. Instead, he decided to record it so he could find out what it was. And that was a smart choice, because after looking it up, he realized it was a puss caterpillar, one of the most venomous caterpillars in the world. Touching it can cause extreme discomfort and rashes, so he wisely left it alone. Now it's time for the most unbelievable creature of today. This video has become one of the most shared clips on the internet, and you're about to see why. A game reserve agent had gone to patrol inside Serra do Divisor National Park when he noticed this strange creature in the distance. Its legs were like a lion's, its head like an eagle's, and it had massive wings. That was when he realized the description matched the mythical creature known as the Griffin. Despite working there for years, he had never seen it before. So he recorded it from a safe distance and shared the video with authorities, but they couldn't track it down again. However, the video made everyone on the internet wonder if griffins could really exist.